Good morning. Sunday morning. Remember when Nancy Pelosi said that? Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, I'm doing this, finally back to this video I've been wanting to do for like a month now. This 9 to 5, just catastrophe, let's call it that. I've been gone for a minute because just the holidays, a lot of time with family and stuff like that, so I had a lot of time off, but I had to get some other stuff done I want to get done during that time. Like I said, just being with family and the holidays, just haven't gotten around to making this video. I was going to do this video in the heat of the moment when I really just went through this bad time. Let's call it that, like this bad phase I was going with work and just my mental state and stuff like this for the end of the year. But yeah, I'm still going to do this. I still have that same mentality, but this ain't going to be that raw of a video like it would have been at the time, like in the heat of the moment. Also too, so I uploaded a YouTube short, and I think it's my second one. I'm gonna start doing those more often. It seemed like it blew up for like what my channel is anyways. It blew up pretty good. Shit, it's almost, I don't know, like it's over 3K views. I know that, like 3.5 or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna upload, like, I do a lot of gaming, so like every day I gotta get my gaming in. I don't even care if it's an hour. Gotta get it in. So a lot of funny stuff happens out of record, and I like to upload and share. It's just, I think it's fun. So, and it got a decent amount of views. Like I said, blew up. I was surprised. But yeah, so anyways, in this video, so this is probably gonna be a long video, and that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna just cover every topic of this 9 to 5 lifestyle that is just completely, it's really tearing me down. It's really breaking me down. It's hard to go to work anymore. I'm not just gonna quit. I mean, I could if I really wanted to, but I'm better than that. I'm not just gonna like quit unless something really pops off to the point where I'm like, you know what, fuck it, throw in the towel. Sorry about the pause. I heard a beep and it sounded just like my PS5. I was like, why in the hell did that just turn on? But I guess it was my heater. I don't know. Made like this beep noise. So it just kicked on. Anyways, so I'm going to break down, like I said, just everything. The way I'm going to do this, so I was going to, like, I almost wrote shit down because there's so much shit I want to talk about, but I kind of figured out a better way to do it. And I'm just going to go in chronological order from my first job to now, of like just how this whole shit has just broken me down. I'm tired of it, and just all the problems I've gone through over the years of these fucking jobs and 9 to 5 lifestyle. And some of it is going to be not even just work related. It's going to be just the effects of it. So I'll get to it. So my first job, and I'll be honest, I was dreading the first job. I really was. I'm like, I've always been a shy, not antisocial, but what's fucking word for it? Like, introvert is what I meant to say. So yeah, when I did get my first job, so my parents did this for me and my brother. They got us vehicles and were like, hey, they're not yours, but they will be yours to use, and you have to get a job. So that's what we both did. We both started working, and eventually I paid it off. And let me say this first, like, I grew up middle class. I didn't grow up rich or nothing. We wasn't like loaded with money, but we weren't broke. Some people have a problem, and it's always been this way, and it's jealous, bitter motherfuckers. God forbid my parents supplied me with a vehicle to be able to do things in my life, like go to work, get a job, and all this shit. And some people would be like, oh, your parents just buy you everything. No. Like, they bought it for me to use. God forbid my parents brought me into this world and helped me out through it. Like, I seen this video. This mom, she went on a video saying she felt bad because she kicked her kid out when she turned 18. Just for turning 18, because she was an adult then. It's like, that's so fucking shitty. And she got rinsed on hard on that video. I was reading comments, and it's like, if you're gonna bring kids into this world, planned or unplanned, you have to provide and supply for them the best you can. You know, I get it if money's a little tough. Not everybody grew up the same. Not everyone's parents had money to be able to do all this stuff. But it's like, don't shit on somebody else because they did. You know, and I've always felt that way. I've always felt people have been bitter towards me because of that. So it's just jealousy. That's just devil work for you. People always gonna have jealousy like that. It wasn't like no flashy vehicle. It's just something to get to work and back. It was decent. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, but like it wasn't flashy. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I got this vehicle. Got me a job like immediately after, like pretty quick. I actually had a family member got me in. So my first job was a retail store, and just wasn't nothing special. And I'll be honest. At first, like with me being real shy and stuff, and I had to deal with customers, you gotta walk up to them, all this shit. It was tough, and I told them that. I told them how I am, and you know, after a little bit, they're like, "Man, you're gonna have to break out of that." And I knew I had to. So, and that's what I did. I started getting more comfortable, and finally, they even said it themselves. They're like, "Hey, we noticed you've been getting a lot more comfortable." I'm like, "Yeah, just it takes time." So yeah, and basically after a while, my hours started getting cut, and could never figure out why. I was like, why am I getting like the least amount of hours out of everybody here? I was like, I was doing everything right. I was approaching customers, doing what I need to do. Did what I was taught. I wasn't going to do any more than what I was taught, because if there's ain't something I know how to do, I'm not going to do it. And I think that might have been why. Because I was doing shit that they probably thought I knew, but nobody taught me it. So I'm not going to fuck something up for somebody because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to do it at all. Yeah, there'd be times I go out and fucking hide. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do it. No one taught me. It's almost like nobody cared to fucking teach me. And I have a job. Later on in this video, I'll explain that. That was a major issue. Yeah, my hours, I just could never pick up hours. I wasn't stressing it because it was just a fucking high school job. It's my first job. I was like, it's my first job. Who gives a rat's ass? I wasn't going to quit because, like I said, parents got me this vehicle, and I tried my best. Eventually, I did. They let me go. I guess you could say fired or whatever, and I'll talk about it. But, so yeah, I wasn't going to quit, but I took it like school. I was just not trying anymore. I was like I was just there. I did what I need to do, I guess, but other than that, I wasn't going out my way for nothing. I just really didn't care. I was like, I'm done with this shit. So yeah, eventually it just, they were trying to get rid of me. I was there for pretty much exactly a year, and they like just completely cut what little hours I even had to begin with. Like, they were slapping me in the face. They wanted me to quit, and I almost did walk out. Like, as soon as I walked, not even before I clocked in, dude, I seen our schedule, and I was like, I should just quit, because that's what they want. Obviously, I can tell that's what they wanted. I stuck it out, and eventually they did pull me in the back and was like, hey, we're making cuts. We're going to have to get rid of you and another person or something like that. I don't know if they actually did. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I pretty much got fired. But you know what? They told me, that is what they told me in my exit interview, or whatever you want to say, that they made cutbacks. So I didn't quit, and I guess I got fired, but not like for a bad reason. So that's what I stuck with any else time I went through and trying to find another job. Like, oh, why'd you leave here? It's because, well, they told me they're just making cutbacks. That's what they told me. That's what I'm fucking going with. So you can call them. I don't give a shit. So yeah, thank God that happened beginning of the summer, so like June. So I started doing like just little side jobs like mowing grass and yard work and stuff. I made hella more money that summer for like months, pretty much during like all the warm months, doing that than I was being at that job. Like, so I was perfectly fine. I could pay for gas, insurance, whatever. It was perfectly fine with me. And people, when I try to tell, see, this is the mentality people have. Because you don't have a real job, you're working side gigs, they think like it's not good enough. Like, no, you need to get a job. No, I'm making income. That's all that fucking matters. And I was doing it in a lawful way. Why does it matter? Oh, because I'm not going to some factory every fucking day like you. You know, I was perfectly fine. Like, I mean, I was getting hooked up, to be honest, with these, like, yard work and all this shit. It was decent money. But yeah, eventually I did get into another job, because, you know, that stuff only lasts seasonal. So once that happened, I was still doing side gigs, but I was cutting wood and stuff like that, which that was about the same. Maybe a little less because it wasn't as much work. I wasn't doing it for as much people. It was mostly family. So yes, after that wood season, so basically after that winter, I guess, I did get another job. So I'll start working in a car plant. They're just picking up. We got a little winter weather here. I hope that God the power don't go out during this video. This is probably gonna be long. Yeah, I got this job working at a car factory, and this motherfucking job. This probably had to be I say the second least amount of like work to pay ratio, and I'll get to the top one. And I'm sure some people can probably guess what it is, but we'll get to it. So this is my first like big job, like out of high school, because I was working side gigs, you know, after that, and after I lost that first job and whatever. So I go into this job and I took it really serious, because I'm like, okay, now I'm in the big leagues here. You know, I'm out of school, adult here, like 20 years old or something like that. And I took it really serious. But my first few weeks or month or something, I knew what I was doing, but they throw you into the wolves. If anybody's ever heard that before. These fucking places, some of these do that. It's like sink or swim type thing. The problem was, some of these places, these factory jobs, will put so much shit on you to the point you don't have breathing room. And I got, like, almost had a panic attack. I was like, oh my God, I can't fucking keep up. I can't keep up. I'm like, I'm new, and people give you shit for it if you fuck something up and all this other stuff. And I hate, dude, here's one thing I always feared about jobs too, is why I hate getting a new one. I hate being the new person. I can't, it's hard. It literally keeps me from getting a job. Like, it affects my life. That's why I wish I fucking worked for myself. I hate making phone calls, let alone being a new person at the job. Not knowing nobody, not knowing the job, not knowing how to do it, having all these fears of what if I don't make it and all this shit like that. You know, I'm not coming off as like some crybaby. I like, oh, well, these anxiety. I do have social anxiety, and it does affect my life. Always has, always probably will. But yeah, I mean, I tried, almost motherfucking walked out, because everything just almost blew up in my face. And I don't know how I didn't, but I didn't. And I stuck through it, and I mean, it got better, but oh my God, dude. That's what these fucking places do. They will squeeze every penny out of you, not give you no breathing room, and just, like, you're back and forth, and you got no fucking time for nothing. And you know what? I heard this manager at this place at that time was like, what these motherfucking places do, they'll throw shit on you. They're not going to tell you it, by the way. They're going to tell you last second when they actually do it. And you know what the fucking manager said to this one person that was, I think they were newer at the time. So this is after a while I've been there. Manager was like, oh, you can do it. I looked at this fucking manager. I wasn't even the one who was told that. And I said, why are you speaking for us? Like, how the fuck... Motherfucker, you don't do nothing. All you do is walk around with a binder in your fucking hand to look busy all day. That shit pissed me the fuck off, dude. Sorry for getting heated there, but I was... If I say something to a manager's face like that, that's a problem. Like, that dude should have been slapped for saying that. In a different world, that definitely would have happened. But yeah, I looked right at him. I was like, why are you speaking for people? You don't run this shit. You don't know it. So I almost got wrote up for that, of course. And I didn't say it like that, but... Like, I didn't yell at him, but I said it straight up. I was like, I'm not... I'm not fucking scared of these jobs. I'm not scared of these people. They know they're assholes. They're higher ups. They don't do shit. They don't understand. Yes, I mean, a lot of them do come up from our position too. But they get to a point. It's like politicians. They're always like, oh, grew up in a small town. And now I made it to, you know, this politician, all the shit. And now I'm governor or whatever. It's like, okay, but you're not at that position no more. And you don't ever have to be again. So no, you don't. You really don't know what it's like, to be honest. Because you're not someone who's stuck in that position. Plus, not to mention, like, someone in a manager position has more than likely been in it for a long time. So it's like a politician. It's like, oh, yes, you were this person like 20, 30 years ago, small town, whatever. But now you're not. You're a fucking crooked politician. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. The higher-ups think you can do everything. Like, you're not a human being, you're robots. And trust me, they say robots can take over the world. Not at this fucking place. Not at this place. These things are garbage. Any robot in this place is fucking trash. This fucking place cheaps out on everything. They won't fucking fix shit when it needs to be done. Maybe a month later, though, that manager, he was an asshole, dude. He was a prick. He really just, he would scowl everybody. It didn't matter who he was. It didn't matter if you worked for him or you were like an engineer or something like that. This dude would just scowl you and just make you uncomfortable and nervous. Like, you ever been around those people where it's like, it seems like they're always watching you, and like anytime they come around, you feel like you're doing something wrong? I work with people like that now. And it's just, they just make you nervous. I even said this to one of my bosses one time. I was like, he's like, you actually fucked that up? And I was like, you know what? Why is it every time you come around me, I feel nervous and feel like I'm fucking something up? He's like, well, I don't know. I was like, but you're the only one who makes me feel that way. Nobody else here does. So I don't think it's a me problem. I think it's a you problem. Like, some people just take these jobs way too serious. Like, dude, chill the fuck out. We're here to make a living. We're here to pay bills. Nobody else is going to be at this place for any other reason. Trust me. We don't want to make parts. I don't give a shit about the styrofoam industry. I don't give a fuck about plastic industry. I'm not there for that reason. I'm there to pay bills. Or however else I gotta fucking make money. You know. What led me to quit this job, and I was there for a year there too. I was going through a lot of schedule changes. So like, I'd be on one shift, then they would change something, so I'm on this other shift. They would change it again. So I worked every fucking hour of the day pretty much. And at one point. So when I was working the night shift, talk about a rough crew, dude. I could not do it. I walked the fuck out. I did it for 2 or 3 weeks. And it wasn't because it was nights. It's because of the people I worked with. I was like, I can't fucking work with these people no less than 5 days out of the week because we were working overtime sometimes and shit like that. I'm not, like I said, rough crowd. You could imagine you got your junkies and you just fucking pricks. At the end of the day, that too. So I walked out. I was done with it. I still think it's funny to this day. It didn't ever fucking affect me. Like, don't get me wrong, I felt shitty because I didn't have another job lined up. It wasn't hard to find another one. So yeah, I mean, that job, like, I gave it my all. I really did. And that after that, it actually burnt me out to the, like, because I realized months into that job, don't ever give your 100%. Like, not at an entry-level job. Now, if you got some, I don't know, if you work in HVAC or whatever, you own your own shop, or just anything like that, sure, I would. Absolutely. Because that'd be something, if I went into a field like that, that'd be because I want to do it and enjoy it. And, you know, pays well. This place, no. It's this entry-level job. You need a job, it's probably yours, more than likely. Let's see. I started doing side gigs again for a little while. And then I made the fucking mistake of going back to this place. Because you know why? It was my first job out of school. And I didn't know any other place. I didn't know what to go into. I'm not going to college. I will never touch college. It's a fucking scam. I don't want to say risky, but... well, yeah, I can say risky, but... nothing's guaranteed. Put it that way. The guaranteed level to like reward is not there, or however you want to say it. So I will never touch college. So that's one thing that kind of put me on the shelf, I guess you could say. So yeah, I just kind of went back to what I was doing before, little side gigs and shit like that. But like I said, I go back to this job, and I will say it was better the second run. I was in a different place, different people. It worked out better until it didn't, and I'll get to that. Went back to this place, and it was cool, like, for a while. Don't get me wrong, like, any 9-to-5 job, you're always going to have issues. You're always going to butt heads with somebody. I'm not going to go through every detail of every argument I've had with people, but I'll talk about two subjects. So one in between this time and then the time that I quit, that what led me to quit. So there was 2 instances with a supervisor. Same guy. He was like this nerdy dude, and he was cool when he wasn't. Like, if this motherfucker was mad at something, dude, yeah, let me tell you. So both times this guy blew his gasket were almost fights. One with me and one with somebody else. Both of them complete bullshit. When neither one of us did anything to this guy. The first one, I seen him blow up on something, like absolutely blow the fuck up on someone. And trust me, I would not have done that to that guy, because he was a big dude. This guy he blew up on, he's a big dude. Like, you're lucky you're at work, because if you'd done this shit outside of work, you probably wouldn't have went to work the next day. He blew up on someone because somehow he walked away or something like that, and so my supervisor screamed at him, like fucking yelled. This guy would yell over, like on the radios and shit like that. You can't do that shit in that position. I get it's a stressful position sometimes, but you can't fucking do that. It doesn't matter what position you are. You can't just go off on somebody like the way you did. Like, I thought they were about to fucking fight. And I would have felt bad for the dude if he would have walked out over that. I've been like, good job, supervisor. You just cost him his fucking job because of your attitude. You're the one who should have lost your job. So yeah, they about threw down. So the instance with me, my line was good. I cleared my line. I was like, man, I gotta piss. There was a bathroom not far from me, so I walked off. In that little short time I was gone, the supervisor, same guy, needed me for something and could not find me. This jackass thought I went and took an extra break because he couldn't find me. I went and took a quick piss and came back like 2 minutes tops. In this fucking time, I come back and I was told, hey, the supervisor's looking for you. He just went off. I was like, I went to the bathroom. What do you mean he went off? This motherfucker went around my line and punched shit. Like, destroyed shit. And I didn't notice it at first until I started looking. I was like, wow, he really did. Here it is again. As a supervisor, or any higher up position, which nobody should do this anyways, to be honest. Especially in this position, you can't do shit like this, dude. It's unbelievable. If I'd have done that, my ass been fucking fired. But it's okay for this supervisor, dude. He, at very most, he probably would have got written up. Because they get fucking privileges, let's be honest. If you're higher up, you get privileges. You can get away with shit more than we can. As a, you know, someone underneath him, whatever you want to call it. Now, I don't care that he punched shit in my work area. I don't care. It's none of it's mine. Problem is, I had personal items there. I would carry a backpack at a time with just different stuff. I know my phone would be there and stuff like that. My first instinct was like, and I asked the dude, I was like, he didn't punch my shit, did he? Because that will be a fucking issue. Like, that would literally be a point where I'd probably throw down at work. And trust me, he don't want to fight me either. Because that dude would not beat me. Like, he was some nerdy, just goof. And like I said, he was cool. Like, we would get along. But in instances like this, I'm not afraid to fucking throw hands with this dude. And he's like, no, he didn't hit your shit. Look, this is what one of my leads told me, and this dude at the same time told me. They both came to me and said, hey, he told me the situation. I was like, yeah, I heard. And because the lead guy was trying to tell me the same story. He's like, hey, you're trying to look for you, punch all your shit. And I was like, yeah, dude here just told me that too. They both had to go looking for, they both followed him while he was trying to look for me, the supervisor. And you know why? You know what they told me? It wasn't because they were looking for me. It's because they knew if I'd have found out what he did, that I was going to fucking throw this dude down. Like, straight up hurt this guy. That is exactly what both of them told me. They said they were worried about his safety. Because, yeah, it's exactly how I am. You don't do that shit to me, and you don't fucking embarrass me like that. Dude, it's a fucking job. It's just an entry-level job. Chill the fuck out. Don't ever try to do that shit with me. Like, and I'll tell you what, this ain't the first job I had to deal with this type of shit. And I'll get onto it later in the video. So, supervisor came up to me and he's like, hey, I cooled down. I had this big mindset of just trashing your whole place and making you clean it up. And I looked at him, I was like, oh, really? You was really going to make me do that? Good luck with that, buddy. I told him the situation. I was like, you thought I went to break. I said, no, I took a fucking quick piss. I had to go real quick. I cleared my line. And it was all good after that. Apologized. And, you know, there's still a little bit of tension after that. Of course, there's going to be. That had been one of my most memorable moments of any job ever. And, like, I can't believe this dude. I didn't want to throw down with the guy. But I definitely would have. You know, I'm not like someone that goes looking for fights, but I will absolutely defend myself. And number one, you're not going to embarrass me like that. I let him know he's not going to embarrass me. If it takes one of my coworkers and my lead person to follow this dude because they knew I would fuck him up, that's exactly what they told me. That's why they followed him. Then that's an issue, you know. It's probably, don't mess with me like that. So yeah, that whole instance, when I came back, I was just all confused. I was like, what the hell did I do to deserve any of that? So, yeah, anyways, so the reason why I quit this job, so we're going to skip ahead a little bit. I put in this transfer. You can transfer different departments, and it's like a bid thing. You bid on it or whatever. So I got it, okay? Took me a few times, but I tried multiple places, and I finally got it. So, because I was just ready to move on from where I was at, and things were changing. I was like, man, I just want to get out of here. That was on nights again, too. So I wanted a day shift. So I got that. Here's the problem. I also had a transfer to go to another area, like a whole nother department. That got fucked. They fucked me on that. So I waited probably like 2 months almost to finally get out of this position because I just couldn't find a person to train that would stay. So yeah, once I finally found somebody and got him trained or whatever, at the last motherfucking minute, dude, I get told by my manager, and I know this asshole did it because he is top of the department there. So I got fucked over. He came up to me, he's like, look, you still want your day spot, right? I was like, yeah, what's the deal? And he told me, well, we're not going to be able to give you this new position in that department that you applied for, but you can still get your day spot. So I was like, wait a minute, I still have to be in this department that I'm trying to get out of. That was like a big thing. Like, I was trying to get out of this department. He's like, yeah, but days is what you wanted too, right? And I was like, yeah, that is a big thing I wanted. There was this other person on the opposite shift in my department that got my position, and I'll explain how I know this. She was this pretty chick, I guess you could say, and she was also like a lead person. She ended up getting my fucking position because she was always butting heads with her supervisor. Look, I understand that. I get it. If they need to move her, they could. That's fine. Problem is, she took my fucking spot that I fucking won. I put the bid in and I got it. Fucking, that still makes me mad to this day thinking about it. Just, you know, because it makes me always wonder, it's like, how else am I going to get fucked over in these jobs? So yeah, she took my position. The reason why I know that, because I had another person come up to me, he's like, hey, I want to show you something. I was like, okay. See that? She took your spot. I was like, yeah. I was like, yep, seems about right. I think that's exactly where I was going to go. And plus, it was my old coworker that, like I just said, the one that was having problems with her supervisor and they moved her. Took my fucking position. So I got my day spot, finally. And again, just like any other time, I stuck it out. and it worked for a little bit. So I was still in the same department, but they built this new shit, like this whole new area. And it was a clusterfuck, dude. Absolute clusterfuck. Whoever designed all that shit had no idea. Here's the problem. People who do not run your processes and all this shit in these factory jobs and shit like that don't understand it. They don't understand what times you can do making parts or doing this line or whatever the case may be, however your job goes with it. These people don't understand it. They come up with the ideas, but they don't get it. They're not the ones actually doing it. So this is why I quit, because I'm not bragging when I say this, I was the fastest person back there in my area, in this new area. And I tried for it for like a few months or whatever. It was like a trial at the time. But once they said, hey, you're going to start working 12 hours. Oh, really? You think so? It didn't happen with me. I like I said, I was the fastest person back there. The person running the show back there came up to me and was like, you can only get this many out in this amount of time? And I told him, I was like, do you not see all this fucking shit I have to do? I told him, I was like, there's so much material to all this shit. I'm constantly having to go and get the shit. I was like, okay. I told her the times I could do a full thing of getting all these parts out at the time. I told her, I was like, yeah, it takes this amount of time. That's if I have everything. Which doesn't happen much because, like I said, there's so much fucking different things in this that I had to do. And she was just like, wow, I never really paid attention. She was apologizing. She's like, I didn't realize. I was like, this is what I'm saying. This is a shit show. No one's paying attention to this. We're the ones having it. The higher-ups don't have to do this shit, so they don't understand it. That one finally got it. She's like, oh, I didn't realize. I'm like, yes. And once I got told these hours, after like once the actual production kicked into play, after the trials was over, I was out. Nope, I wasn't fucking dealing with that. Absolutely not. I got fucked over in my position. That I should not have been back there. Should not have been my problem. I'm not going to slave away my life at this piece of shit factory. They don't care about me. They're going to replace me in fucking 2 days. Wasn't having it. So yeah, I fucking dipped out of that place. And, you know, I'm sure some people are going to think it's like, oh, stop being such a crybaby and just deal with it. I don't have to fucking deal with it. I'm not going to let a place fuck me over like that. Not at that extent. Little petty shit here and there, that's always going to happen. That's fine. Whatever, I can deal with that. But stuff like that, absolutely not. I don't have to slave away nothing. I don't have to bend over. I don't do none of that shit for a buck. Like, these are just entry-level jobs. I go find another one. I'm not like you who has to sit at a place for fucking 40 years. So then my next job, this is probably the worst. I don't want to say it was a terrible job, but I was like just miserable. And it's just, man, just the environment. I was like, man, this shit ain't it. This is fucking garbage. It was shit. It did not pay what it should have. And that's most jobs. It was a styrofoam industry is what I got into. I mean, who the fuck wants to get excited about that? That's not very motivating. And you know, sometimes you got to work the shit jobs and move up to something better. That's how it is. And I'll be honest, with this job, I did not stick with it. I know I stuck with all the other bullshit I dealt with, but this time I did not stick with it. Because here we go. This is the point where I start not really checking out, but just kind of, just mentally, I didn't know what to do anymore with life in general, like with the whole job situation, shit like that. After I left this job I'm about to talk about. So, my first day, dude, all I did was get walked around and shown the place. I got thrown on this line or whatever with a few other people. No training, dude. Are you fucking kidding? You're gonna start a job and not train somebody? I understand a lot of these jobs have fucking a high turnover rate and you get tired of training people. I understand. But you're never going to make it work if you don't train people. You have to fucking train people. For somebody gets hurt, I could have done something not knowing what I was doing and hurt somebody or myself. Well, they probably wouldn't give a shit about me. But if I hurt somebody else, oh, that's when it's an issue. Yeah, this job, they didn't teach me shit. Of course, I was doing shit wrong, getting my ass jumped for it. I about blew the fuck up on this one broad, dude. Here we go again. This is just like that nerdy supervisor I had. After I was there for a little bit, I was only at this job for a few months, dude. It was just fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. Turnover rate was crazy. For a good reason, too. The only good thing about that job was profit sharing. The good profit sharing they had. Other than that, fuck that place. She started getting really just... her attitude changed big time. Like she was about to pull her fucking hair out every single day. Started screaming, kicking all the shit around. If something would fuck up, she would just blow up on that person. Of course, it had to be me, like most of the times, because again, I'm trying the best I can do with no fucking training. So she had these new hires, walking them around, and there was some shit on the floor right in front of these new hires. She was blowing her shit up, kicking all the shit. She's like, "Where's all that shit out here?" Just quit at that point. If you're in that position, if you're a higher up who's in that position doing that shit in front of new hires, that is pathetic and embarrassing for yourself. And just fucking find a new job. It's not worth it. Just fucking, I don't. Why do people feel like they're stuck at these jobs when there's... Look, if you're in an area where there's not much opportunity, it's more understandable. But where I'm at, it's not like that. Plenty of places to work. I don't get why people think they're stuck at fucking places. Dude, it's no wonder she was losing her shit. Yeah, she was just fucking, she got real nasty, dude. And I was like, man, this job ain't it. I can't do this shit. I've only been here like 3 months. I can't deal with people like this. Like, and my the other boss, dude, he is just a fucking cocksucker. I mean, the minute I did my interview, I was like, this dude's just a cocksucker. He looked like he didn't want to shake my hand after the interview. Just fucking, the guy, he always seemed like he had it out for me too. Like I did something wrong. Like I knew I fucked shit up because I didn't know what I was doing with no training. But, I don't know, like I fucked his wife or something, you know what I mean? That's just how the guy acted towards me. He's just always real bitter towards me. He's just a fucking prick. His name was Donnie. I call fucking douchebag Donnie. Yeah, so there's a couple days I called out, and then eventually I just didn't even show up. I was like, fuck this place. As usual, didn't have a job lined up, wasn't hurting. It was fine. I've always kept money because I'm just good with my money. Like, I don't understand how people can be broke all the time. Like, well, especially with no kids. Like, I live on my own and shit like that. Got a pretty good house for myself. So it's like I've always made money work for myself. I mean, that job was forgettable. The only reason I actually got that job was because my girlfriend at the time. Other than that, I wouldn't have went there probably, more than likely. So then, I got a job pretty quick after that. So I worked in lumber industry for a couple years after that, and let me tell you this. If I had to say something good about this place, it was that it wasn't surrounded by a whole bunch of people. Like, we were just a crew and like basically in the teens. Like, so like 15 people or whatever I would work with around. And there's other people in the plant, but not like where I'm at though. I have to say this, dude. This job I was probably the most miserable because there's shit going on outside of life, and then something about this job, dude. It's just, I hated life. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's just the whole 9-to-5 lifestyle. And before this, after I quit that last job, and then the little bit time in between, man, I was just real fucking. I felt like a rock. Like I was just like, here we go again for the 15th fucking time. I feel like a loser because I don't have a job, even though I have money. It's like bills are still paid, but society's gonna look down on you because you don't have a job. I could be a fucking millionaire right now, not having to work, and somebody will still look down on me because I'm not working. You gotta work. You gotta work the rest of your life till you're fucking 80 years old. Nothing. I mean, this job here, I don't have really too many significant things to talk about. It's just pretty much like everything else. But here we go again. Here's the problem. The top guy there, the top dog. The way this guy fucking act, dude. When I first started, I was like, did I sign up for the fucking Marines? Like the way this fucking guy would talk to people. I'm not kidding, dude. Anybody would throw down with this guy outside of work, the way he fucking talks to people. I mean, he talks to you like he's gonna fight you. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? This is the most unprofessional person I've ever seen. That one supervisor, yeah, he had a few moments, but this is all the time with this guy. If you fucked up, dude, oh my God, you would know about it. If he had to come through that door, dude, it was like, you might as well put your hands up. The way he fucking talks to you. So yeah, I've had my moments with this guy. I've seen it with other people in that place where it was almost a fight every time. Just because of the way this guy is. So there actually was almost a fight at one time. Shocker. This motherfucker was a spider monkey hopping over these tables and shit like this. Got right in this fucking coworker of mine's face. Because he thought he yelled at him. He yelled at another coworker to get his attention. He thought he yelled back at this guy. My, whatever you want to call him, manager, whatever the fuck he was. So yeah, they legit about threw the fuck down in the middle of this place. This coworker of mine did nothing wrong. So they go down to HR, about throw down back down there. And of course, higher ups, like I said before, to get the special privilege. Nothing happened. My coworker, I think he got suspended or something. Everyone's seen the same thing though. Like everybody in there seen the same thing. The manager or whatever got the one out of line. Every single time. It's always him. Coworker did nothing wrong. I think he got suspended or he might have just stayed home. He might have just been like, fuck it, I'm not even coming in. But I think he got suspended. See, and you can't speak up either. Because if you go and tell HR like your side of the story, guess what? Now that higher up person is going to shit on you. And trust me, you'll feel it. I wish everyone could have been there to see it. Like, it's just, because I'm probably not explaining it like how I view it. Like I said, it was like being in the military. Like, just getting your fucking ass jumped. I'm like, dude, this is a fucking job. Chill the fuck out, dude. I'm so tired of this. I get it. These positions are stressful. I know his job specifically was. Because he had to deal with a lot of, just customers and stuff like that. But you can't fucking do this to people. Like, we go through our own shit in our lives. You don't know how these people are feeling coming into work and shit like that. And like I said, I was going through, like, different mental shit at the time, just dealing with outside work things. How I kept my cool is beyond me. I guess maybe just because I was used to it. Like, I've seen the shit before. And plus, I knew that's how that guy was. So I was like, oh, that's just how he is. So I didn't take it personal. It's crazy, too. So, like, outside of the actual, like, building or whatever, like, outside the actual, whatever you want to call it, work area, the guy was cool. But it's like, the minute he goes into the work area, it's like, just feel his wrath. You had to feel his wrath, dude. It's like always fucking something. Just even looking at him wrong. You know what I mean? It felt like that type of energy. Nothing really too much else to talk about in that job besides the fact that, like every other job, it didn't fucking pay enough for what it was anyways. Which I actually did take a higher up position there, but I wasn't there too much longer after that. The actual reason why I quit, so when I bought this house, specifically, that I'm in now, I told myself, I was like, man, after this job, after I get this house deal done, I'm looking for a new job. And that's exactly what I did. I quit. Didn't actually have the job lined out because I'm not going to get into details, but I was having issues with somebody outside of work. And I was like, fuck it, I can't do this. Going through a lot of mental issues. Had a lot of problems going on. So, and I was dealing with this house. I was trying to, it was just a lot at once. And because I was still learning this position, dealing with this one person, an ex, let's just say an ex. At the time, trying to get this house deal done, and I did. But, afterwards, it's so stressful. Because I was dealing with the people that I bought this house from. That was fucking that was his childish game itself. So after I left this place, man, I went down. I was down. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was going from job to job. Like I said, I don't give a shit about these jobs. It's just the fact that I can't. This is where I'm at on these 9 to 5 jobs, dude. And I've always been this way since day one. I just can't do them in general. It's not my thing. Like, a lot of people won't understand it, where I'm coming from probably. It's not that I'm better than the people in these jobs. It's just that I'm better in general. Like, I don't have to do these fucking jobs. I got a lot more potential than that. I could do other things. Which hopefully that's going to change here soon, and I'll talk about it later. So yeah, I don't know, man. These jobs, it's like, I really didn't want to find another job. I wanted to work for myself or just figure something out. But of course, I went back to something else, and because I didn't know what else to do, that's all I knew. But I did try something different this time. I tried 2 different things. I went out of my area where I live, and then also I tried like non-production work, because that's pretty much all I've ever done is production work, besides the retail job I had when I was 16. But I mean, that I don't even count that job, to be honest. So yeah, I got on with the construction crew. My shortest lived job. I mean, this lasts like a summer basically. I will never ever fucking touch this shit again. This shit is dirt. Like, that shit ain't worth it, dude. I about literally killed myself twice, and I'll explain it here in a minute. So yeah, I was like, okay, this is neat at first, because it's, whole different environment with the drive, and plus it was different areas every time. You work in construction, you're not in one area. You do job here, go to another place, do that job. But the goddamn pay, the pay to work ratio was like this. This was the most grueling work I've ever done, because it was only like a handful of us. It wasn't like no big company or whatever. And this was during the, in the heat. We're talking 100 degree plus index. And yeah, like I said, the pay ratio, like the hardest shit I've ever done with the least amount of pay. Put it that way. Like, yes, it was money. It was good money, but just the ratio was not there. Even if it was, let's say if it was balanced or whatever, maybe even the work was a little higher than the pay, or than the work, or the pay was a little more than the work, I meant to say. I still couldn't have done it, because for one, this is where I legit thought I was going to die. So there was like a whole week, dude. It was just straight 100 plus, like with the heat index and all that shit. So I about had a heat stroke. So this is what happened. So I was drinking so much water and shit like this, my body was rejecting it. I could not take anymore. I was getting sick. I almost want to throw up anytime I took a drink. And it got to the point where there was one day I started, like, right in the middle of the heat, dude, I started getting cold chills. I was like, wow, I'm cold all of a sudden. Goosebumps, hair was sticking up. I was like, I think I'm about to have a fucking heat stroke. I can't do this. I was like, I can't do this. I went home that day, came back the next day, like, just, I was scared. I was like, man, I might die today, But I was like, I'm not going to die in this I'm not going to die for a job. I was like, if I have to go home, I will fucking go home, and I'm not coming back. I was like, because I can't put up with this. Like, this is just one day. Imagine putting up with this every fucking day. To be honest, I'm not a heat person. Like, I'll be out in it and work in it and shit like that. But deep down, I think it's because I probably had asthma as a kid, so I can't handle it as well. I get real... Dude, I was walking back and forth from like these places we were working on, panting like a dog. Literally just walking from one place, like say my kitchen right now. If I walked out my kitchen or walked through it or whatever, I think power might be going out here, boys. Hopefully I can get this video done before too long. Anyways, yeah, I would pant just like walking through my kitchen. That's how bad it was. Let alone with having equipment and trying to build and do all this other shit, dude. I was like, I can't do this. This is literally gonna kill me. So then my very last day, I put the nail in, dude. That was it. Last straw, whatever. Nail in the coffin is what I meant to say. I couldn't fucking think of the rest of it. So it was raining, and yes, I did choose probably the wrong shoes to wear during the day because I knew it was gonna rain. It was raining before we went to work. So yeah, I'm up here trying to build and all this shit, and what happens? Well, it's slippery, so I fucking fell out this roof, but it fell right on my ass with equipment and all that shit. I could have got not killed. I don't think I would have died from it. I wasn't like that high enough to die. I could have really got fucking hurt though. The lucky I didn't. I got a good scrape. That was it. And not to mention, dude, my here we go again. Every job I have to has to have a boss where there's just a fucking prick. Like for no good reason, dude. I was getting yelled at. He was getting pissed at something and he took it out on me. And like his other partner or whatever that's equal with him looked at me when I got yelled at hard one day. And he felt bad for me. He's like I think he looked at me like I was about to go clap fuck back at him. But I was like, I don't even care. I reached a point in these jobs where I was like, I don't care. Yell at me. It don't mean nothing. Don't put your hands on me, but you can yell at me. But if you do call me names, that will be an issue too. Don't fucking name drop. Apologize for the pause. I had to plug my phone in. It was at like 15%. I didn't realize I'm at almost an hour now, so no surprise. So yeah, basically I quit this job because it was absolutely dangerous. I almost died because, like I said, I almost had the heat stroke. And this is a true fact. I learned this after that. When you experience a real bad heat incident, you can't tolerate it ever again. And here we are. So this was 2021. So I was in this house at the time. I think it was right before I closed out on this, or finally actually moved in this house, because it did take a little bit. I was working this job. So I actually came into this house with no job because I had to quit that place. I had to quit it. It's not because I didn't want to work. It's because it was going to be lethal, you know. And like I said, the pay to work ratio was like this. I was like, dude, I can't do this. Because the bills in this house are a little bit more than what I was in my last house. So I was like, I gotta work a little bit higher here. And dude, man, here we go again. After I left this job, down bad again, just real. I was depressed. I was like, I actually threw in the towel with these jobs, dude. I was like, dude, I've worked here and there. I tried going out, something I haven't done before. I tried going out of where I lived. I was like, man, I can't do these no more. I got to do something. I don't know. I'd rather sell drugs at that point. You know, I wouldn't ever resort to that, but that's the way I felt at the time. I was like, dude, I can't do these fucking jobs anymore. It's the same shit every time. I gotta have this shit supervisor or whoever, boss man, you know, just dangerous environments and stuff like this, and the pay's not worth it and all this stuff, and man, it's just feeling miserable at the place in general anyways. Because it's like I said, none of these places I've ever worked at, I've actually wanted to work at. I just got bills to pay, that's it. At the end of the day, that's all it is. For most people anyways. So months later, I finally got a new job. And again, I tried something different. I went out of where I lived and tried another place. Because I told myself, I was like, look, if I'm going to work these places, it can't be around here. I got to do something outside here. Because locally, I know what to expect. It's all the same shit. It's garbage. So I had the mentality it would be different if I went outside another, area or wherever, different city, whatever the case may be. But of course, they're all the same. They're all the fucking same. This job was no different that I get now. And in between this time, I was good on money. I was sitting good, eating good. I wasn't tripping on not being able to pay my bills and shit like that, or feed myself. It was the fact that I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, how many times do I have to keep going through this? And periodically here and there, I'm dealing with shit in my personal life with other people and stuff like that. So it's hard. All this shit breaks you down over time, people. I'm telling you, these fucking jobs, dude. So yeah, I get this job, and here now I'm working fucking in the paper industry, I guess you could say it. It's like not like loose leaf paper, but paper industry, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'll say this. So probably this job here, I probably had the best people to work with. I did enjoy the people I worked with the most out of any job. Had no issues with anybody, really, to be honest. Or like anybody I worked with anyways on my team, whatever you want to call it. But I was working swings, and if anybody's ever worked swings, that shit sucks. I mean, especially the way they would do it. So there's some places that do like you do days, go to evenings and nights. No, this place would like your next. So it was swing shift, but it was rotational days too. So like your work days were rotational. So you might work 2-3 days, be off for a little bit, then you come back, work another couple or whatever. But every time you go back, you would switch days and nights. That's shit, dude. Like that actually takes toll on people's health, physically and mentally. So here I am again, and I thought about this the whole time I was at this place. I was like, I'm at another fucking place that's probably going to take a toll on my, not just mental health, but physical health. And I stuck to my gun since day fucking one about a job. If it affects my, like, to the point where I can't work out like I want to, and just take care of my body and hit the gym, hit the weights and all this shit, and do bag work and all this stuff, it ain't the job for me. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. I will quit. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm not tearing my health up for some shit job that, like I said, can replace me in like 2 days. So yeah, just the whole work schedule sucked there. It was trash. They need to redo it, dude. So this fucking place, dude, the wait, there's a few things with it, a few bigger things. So one thing with it was, here it is, I had good training. Where I was at is like, some people, shit sucked. Like, it was a piece of shit what I ran and all this shit like that. You would get some people that wouldn't, like, that I worked with, that were like, oh no, I'm not touching that, I'm not touching that. And I'm like, oh, I have to all the fucking time just because I know it? You know what I mean? It's like, I can't get help on this motherfucker? You get people who just are like, oh, I'm not touching it, no. Like, who the fuck are you to say you're not going to mess with this, but I have to? And I'm a newer person, too. You're talking about people who've been there for a long time. So that right there, I was like, man, this is bullshit. I was like, I'm getting railed. Like, and I was legit stuck on this spot. This is why I actually quit, because I was straight stuck on what I was doing. Nobody else wanted to touch it. Nobody wanted to help me. I was newer still, so I was there for like a year, so I was still newer compared to a lot of other people. And I was just like, dude, this, I'll explain, I'll say what happened when I quit anyways, but yeah, there was other shit like, you know, like some of the higher ups would, not even just higher ups, so like a lot of people would, they wouldn't even bat an eye to me, but you know how workplaces are, the real pretty girl, you know, she gets everyone walks up to her and shit like that, or there are some guys that were higher ups that everybody would talk to them, but they won't bat an eye to you. So, and I'm like, oh, that makes me feel real welcome. We're supposed to be a family, right? That's what all these jobs supposed to, some of these jobs will say that, like, we're a family. What the fuck ever, dude. If I ever hear that again, I'll just get up from an interview and walk the fuck out. Like, and that's if I ever find another job like that. And so I'm working now, that's not what I meant. I just meant like, if I ever get into another 9-to-5 job like that. So, another thing that made me quit was, you're talking about a factory, so, or production work or whatever, so you got machines all around you. What the fuck do you do when maintenance doesn't want to fix your problems to the point where you cannot run the motherfucker? And they track all your progress and all this shit like this. So Especially this place, it was bad. Like, they were record every little fucking stint, dude. Everything. That's really what had me stressed out, because I was always thinking that, you know, that in the back of my mind, like, oh, God, I need to hurry through this, need to hurry. You get this started up, and because I knew they were recording all this shit, and there's this weird thing, too. It's like, they wanted people to compete with other people in the place. Like, the fuck is that? I'm here to work. I'm here to pay my bills and work and do my job. Like, what is this thing? I'm newer too. I'm not going to be better than most of these people. I was damn good at what I did. I'll be honest. I was even told that. I was told that a lot, to be honest. And that was good motivation. I was like, okay, people are watching me. People see my work ethic, and I always have a great work ethic. But problem is when I want it, when I want to be a good working person, hard working, whatever. And when I would ask for help from my bosses, it's like, they can only do so much too. What I was doing, I was like, are you fucking kidding? Like, I'm just a line working person, or whatever you would call it. Just a production worker. I was like, if my bosses can't do this and maintenance don't want to fix shit, I was like, what the fuck do I do? So eventually I fucking walked out. I was like, dude, I'm not going to be stuck on this job, or not job, but stuck in this position that other people just were like, oh, I don't want to do this either. Somehow they get out of it and I don't. Maintenance won't fix what I need done. My bosses can only help me so much. It's like I legit knew more than them, which, to be honest, is kind of the case in a lot of times. It's like I run this all the time, so it's like I know it more than they do, and that's the problem. It's like they don't know it as much. When they're higher up, they should know these positions. They should know all the shit, or a good majority of it. And, dude, I was so fucking stressed out. I never had a job that stressed me out that bad. Like, I was telling one of my coworkers, I was like, I would go off all the time at work, just slam shit, be mad and miserable. Because there's just a lot of things that could go wrong in the place, too. And it did all the time. And my tolerance for it just dip. That's a big thing. That's something I haven't mentioned. This job really killed my tolerance for putting up with shit. My tolerance for these production jobs and shit like that. I'm tired of fucking shit breaking all the time. Maintenance don't want to fucking do their shit. You always gotta, if you need something fixed, it's not gonna get fixed right away. That's for damn sure. It's always this fucking game of telephone. They gotta go up this chain of commands, and this person's gotta call this person, and they gotta get this approved. They gotta call this person to approve this, and it's just clusterfuck, dude. So I was just beyond stressed, and I told my coworker, I'm like, this isn't me outside this place. Like, I hate that I'm portraying like I'm like this mad, miserable person. I'm not like this. I'm like, but I'm always having problems here. And stuff like that. I hate that I quit like that, but because I didn't want to quit. Like I said, I enjoyed who I worked with. And the pay was going to get better too. So I do got to talk about the pay. Of course, every job you got to talk about the pay. It's all shit. It's all shit for what they want you to do. So when I first started there, and I was having to drive to this place, so you have to figure gas. And this was a couple years ago, actually. 2022, something like that. So gas was freaking high as shit. And it still is, but it's a lot better than what it was compared to then. So I had to figure in that. I was like, man, the drive's not even worth this shit for what I'm getting paid. And when I first started, like I said, the pay was shit, and it started getting better. The problem is, when it did get better to where it was finally like actually paying off where it should have been, they expected you to do more. That's how it got. It started getting to where they wanted you to do more. And me and my coworkers, we were just like, no, this is what we should be getting fucking paid. Like, we were underpaid, for sure. It's like, we already do enough. Like, these machines require a lot. Like, especially the one when I was on, it was a fucking piece of shit. And it was old, too, so it's like a lot of outdated stuff. Like, you had to do a lot. It was more manual. This one was like a lot more physical manual labor. which is in my alley because I can handle that. But you know, you got other people that get the little special privileges and don't want to work on this area that I'm at because they don't want to, because they know how bad it sucks. Oh, right, I got to put up with the new guy. So then too, in my interview, before I move on with this one, it was weird. It was awkward. So I was filling out my, just like from the fucking get-go, dude. I was filling out my application. So this is the first time I came in because you can't, when you get accepted, they have you come in, fill an application, and you come back for an interview or something like that. So, I was filling it out, and like, the guy kept coming in and was like 3 different times. He's like, "You almost done? You almost done?" I'm like, "Dude, chill the fuck out. Like, I'm trying to take my time with this, not rush through it. Plus, not to mention, I'm not the fastest reader. I never have been. It's just how I am. Like, sometimes in school with certain things, I was a slower learner. I'm not retarded. I'm just being honest. So, like, some things it took me a minute to get, other things I could really get, and I was just taking my time. And like I said, I'm not a real big fast reader. So, yeah, I was taking my time, and he just kept coming in. And finally, anyways, I got done with it. So I came back, did the interview, and you know, like any interview, they're going to talk about like just different past job stuff if you have the experience, of course. And this is where this gets bad. So me having multiple jobs and shit like that, and some were short-lived, that's bad on my record. It is good because I have a lot of experience in different fields. That's what I worked in. Like, any time I went to a different job, it was a whole different field. But the problem is that I bounced around a lot. My thing is, for one, I can't fucking stay at a job, dude. I can't. Like, I don't want to get stuck in this routine. You know what? I'll save this for the end of the video. There's stuff I'm going to talk about. I'm saving for the end of the video, so I'll get to that. This guy, he's from I think it was from the Netherlands or something like that. So his whole approach to everything, it was just way different. So it definitely wasn't like how we're used to. And I think that's why it was real awkward, because I got asked this question. He's like, "Well, what made you want to come here and work here and all this shit, stuff like that? How'd you find out about us?" I was like, "Well," so it was a 20-minute drive, and where this was, I go to it all the time, like the area, the city, whatever. It's not that far. If you think a 20-minute to 30-minute drive is far, I mean, seriously, grow up. You know, get out of your bubble. So yeah, that was where I told him where I lived, and that like I come here quite a bit and stuff like that. So I knew about the place physically, like I seen the place all the time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this place. They kind of thought they thought I was from like another country or something. Like the way they looked at me, I'm like, I only live like 20, 30 minutes away. It's not that big a deal. We get people that drive like fucking an hour or something. Like people I know drive like an hour to their jobs. But they're in different fields, so that's kind of part of their game. But yeah, and then I've never heard this in an interview, or never gotten this in an interview before. And they're like, "Okay, so what makes you want to work here then?" And I told him straight up, I was like, "Well, I've seen the place before and was interested, and then, you know, obviously I needed a job, needed to work, so I tried here and told him, I was like, yeah, I recently bought a house not too long ago, so, you know, I got bills to pay and stuff like that. Second house anyways, but bought another house, you know, got bills to pay and stuff like that." And both of the people interviewing me just gave me like this weird look, like they were just like, "Bills? Like, what are that? Like, you want to pay your bills?" I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, that was just weird. I started sweating after that. I was like, "What the hell is this?" You know what I mean? I get nervous in general, like social anxiety already, so then that just made it real weird. I was like, "The fuck are you guys doing here?" "Oh, excuse me, I just love the paper industry. I would work for free here if I could." I mean, what the fuck? What did they expect? Of course, I'm here to pay bills like anybody else. It's like, but they didn't want me to say that. Like, I wasn't supposed to say that. Like, like, oh, I'm just gonna kiss her ass in an interview, and I just want to work with you and work here and all this shit like that. I just love paper. What the fuck was that, dude? So yeah, just working around that guy, like he was the top guy there. So the guy from the Netherlands or wherever. Anytime like my coworkers and stuff, like he would come around, we'd always be like, oh shit, he's coming around. Everybody tidy up. And like when you would interact with him, it was just awkward. Because like I said, maybe it's because he's foreign, but I don't know. Like I said, it was one of those things I said earlier in the video, like you get around these people that just make you feel like you're doing something wrong all the time, like not doing something correct, and like gotta stand at attention for these people. Like, fuck you, I ain't kissing your ass for a buck, like ever. I'm not getting on my knees or kissing ass for a buck. And it won't be towards nobody either. You know what I mean? Like outside of work too. So, I don't know, man. I mean, it sucks I left those people, but because they were good coworkers. Not that they give a shit, probably. I mean, they did ask what happened, and I told them. But yeah, here I am. I left this place. And where I'm at now, so I've been here, oh shit, we're in the new year now, so like 2 years now, because it started in January of 23. So, and I hate saying years and times and all that shit. Time flies, and it's depressing. So, but yeah, anyways, so where I'm at now, this is not quite the longest job I've had yet. I'll probably get there soon. I do think I'll get there, but I'll tell you what, dude, I'm so fucking broke down. No, I covered it in my last video that when I said I was going to do this video, just I kind of touched on it a little bit. The stuff is depressing. It breaks you down. You get tired of the shit. The whole lifestyle, I'm fucking done with it. I want to be done with it. Again, I do like my coworkers for the most part. I know I sound like a broken record, but it don't pay enough what it should. Especially, again, for me. So, this is one thing why I want to quit so fucking bad, dude. Something I learned, and I'm sure everybody has probably learned this before. If you're a hard worker, sometimes, yes, it does pay off. And I can't say that it hasn't, because it has at times. But you will get shitted on. Like, they're going to throw the hard shit at you. They're gonna see that and be like, hey, this guy can handle all this stuff, while these motherfucking lazy people get special privileges. That is really one thing that's breaking me the fuck down, dude. I'm sick of it, seeing every day these special privileged lazy cocksuckers get just the easy shit because they look at him like, oh, they suck, they're lazy, that's just how he is, that's just him. Oh, so what about me? You know, so this place, you don't get really a raise for your work ethic. You don't. You can be the shittiest fucking worker. All it is your time there. So, somebody who's been there for 10 years, who can be the shittiest fucking worker, is making more than you, while I'm sitting here looking at them not doing a fucking thing while I'm busting my ass. Especially having to look at that from the higher ups. So like my bosses and shit like that, what they're making, well, they're sitting their ass in the fucking break room for way longer than what they're supposed to. Dude, every time I see that, a lot of times, I drop my shit. I'll fucking walk off. I'll be like, you know what? Fuck this. You got something to say, then come talk to me about it. You know what I mean? Like how, with the way I'm acting. Like if they see me walking around, or it was like a month ago, I threw in the towel for that day. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't need to be here in extra hours. So I went out and sat outside. I was like, I'm tired of this game of every day it's like they're up and down with their times. It's like either keep us for extra hours or don't. Don't fucking fluctuate this shit. It's like one day it's like, oh, a little overtime. Next day it's not. And some days they don't tell you either. I guess it's because they don't want you to slow down and be like, oh, we're leaving at this time, so I'm just going to take it easy. That's why, I guess why they don't tell you, but you can't do that with me, dude. Because I'm gonna get pissed and be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm either gonna slow way down or I'm gonna go outside. So I got caught sitting outside. I didn't fucking say anything. He's like, well, I was looking for you. I was trying to shut you guys down. I was like, well, you fucking should have done that half hour ago. We didn't need to be there. Like, What the fuck is the point of keeping people for 10 minutes longer? Like extra hours. Shut us the fuck down in 8 hours. Have us go home in that time. If you're going to keep us over, keep us over. So another thing that I'm tired of is like, even with the overtime, the taxes. I understand this is with everybody. But here's my issue. I'm sitting here working, and this is why I can't do these 9-to-5 jobs anymore. If I work like an extra half hour over, I pretty much just work that for taxes. Like, it's not even worth it. You better work at least an hour over, or you're hardly going to see that money. So yeah, I mean, who wants to argue with me of why I'm fucking checked out of this shit? We don't get this time back. We don't get younger people. You only go forward. That's the way I view it. Like, I want the extra, yeah, don't get me wrong, like, I want to work the extra hours, but at the same time, it's like, if it's to a point where it's not even worth it, and then if I work 8 hours, it's like, I don't want a set pay either. So, like, I can't just win. I can't win. The taxes are too much, and then if you just work 8 hours, it's like, you know, I get paid bi-weekly, so it's 80 hours, basically. And I'm like, great, I already know what my check's going to be. And that's why I wish I could work for myself. Because or work something to where if I wanted to grind a little harder on my own, like say if I was an actual YouTuber, like full-time YouTuber, getting paid off this shit, the money would fluctuate and it would go on my grind. I don't get that at my job. I can't ask for extra hours. I can't, and working harder, like I said, doesn't get you nowhere. It just gets you more work. That's fucking it. Like when work's slow, like it has been lately, I guess because of the holidays, but sometimes you would think it'd be the opposite, but it's not. Like a lot of times I'm just there to get my hours in, and it is fucking miserable. I'm like sitting there twirling my thumbs type of deal, you know what I mean? And I'm just thinking, it's like, I could be at home working for myself doing something. And I know I keep saying that, it's like, I'm sure some people are like, well, why don't you do that? It's like, well, it's not always that easy, and I don't exactly know what to do yet. Trying to figure that out at the moment. It takes time. So other issues with this place is, again, a maintenance thing. Things don't get fucking fixed that need to, and sometimes you have to wait a long ass time, and then you have to work. So if something's broke specifically, like, I don't know, robot wise or whatever, now you're gonna have to work around this thing that is supposed to help you, and that just makes your job 100 times fucking harder. But they want you to do, they expect the same thing out of you though. It's like, are you fucking kidding? You can't run the same without some of these issues and parts being fixed or whatever the case may be. It's like, fucking be realistic and grow up. Like, stop pushing so much boundaries on people. Just stop taking a job so serious. We're all here to work. Stop thinking you gotta work people to death and stuff like that. Like, if something's broke and you can't do your job how it's supposed to be done, then I'm not gonna do it like it's, you know, I'm not gonna bust my ass. Put it that way. And I didn't the whole time. So I dealt with this issue for like a whole month. So like, during the heat of the moment, like I was saying it, when I wanted to make this video, this was one of my issues, was that I was having to work around some of these broken shit that wasn't getting fixed. And just getting shit of, oh, how come you didn't get as much done and all this shit? I don't know, maybe the same issue I've had for a fucking month or so. Like, what the fuck you been? I swear, dude, I don't get it, dude. It's like, it's just, some people just, they're so wrapped up in this lifestyle, dude. That's what it is at the end of the day. This is their life. They just can't wait to get to work, can't wait to fucking patrol. You know, everybody is just, chill out, dude. Like, you work with so many people, you can't always be that way. And of course, you got people like me who are the better workers always getting targeted. Like, oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? He's not getting as much out today. Then you got the fat, lazy fuck not doing nothing. Oh, well, we don't pay attention to him because that's just how he is. So yeah, I've really changed in this place. I was busting ass for a while too here, and I've been seeing so much shit that I'm just tired of. I don't even care. I'm just there, dude. I really am. I have checked out so bad. I don't even make any extra conversation with nobody unless they talk to me. That's it. I walk by all these people. I don't fucking wave at them, nothing. Unless I like have a good relationship with them, and yes. But other than that, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Don't come up and talk to me. And what sucks too is I have a lot of days too where it's like, I'm just a man, I go into work, I don't want to be bothered. And of course, some days you don't get that choice. People want to bother you. Bosses or whatever want to come up to you and just start some stupid shit or whatever. And I swear to God, it's like this place, I don't know, maybe it's this place specifically, but it's like every fucking day, dude. So we do like meetings and stuff. All it is to get bitched at. Every time they always gotta fucking threaten you with something. We're gonna write you up if you guys don't start doing this, and we gotta stop doing this because this is costing us money, and this place has fucking loads of money, dude. So it's an automotive plant I work at now, and they have no problem paying their bills. Let's put it that way, dude. Like, this fucking place is so greedy, dude. I'm so tired of hearing this shit. Oh, it's to save money. We're going to write you up because you just costing money. Fuck your money, dude. I don't care if we wasted like $1,000 on something. That's nothing to you. That's less than a penny at this place. Stop. I don't want to hear it. Don't threaten me with a write-up over a little bit of money that we might have cost the company or whatever. So tired of hearing that shit. Speaking of money, so like I said, here lately has been slower. So, you know how jobs give you vacation time and stuff like that? You build it up. Well, for like the past, dude, like pretty much all, like last year, like throughout the summer, put it this way, since the summer, there's been a lot of times where if we get slow, whatever, they send us home, and of course we got to use our vacation time. Well, what fucking pisses me off is like, okay, for a little while, yeah, it's cool. It's like, oh, I got vacation time and go home and get paid for it. And, you know, I have to be here all day. Short week. And what problem is when that starts happening often or too often, like it becomes a regular thing, now all my vacation time that I earned is getting burnt up on time I don't want to use it on. There's shit, I gotta have teeth work done. I got 2 issues going on. I can't get the fucking time to do it because I don't have any vacation time because it's all getting burnt up. I just had to burn every bit of it, which I got a little bit of it back now after holiday vacation. But the holiday vacation completely wiped it out because I had to use multiple days of it. Thank God, fucking, there was 4 holidays in between. So you got Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve. So I got paid for all those. But at the end of the day, my shit got dried up, and now I got to rebuild it again, and fucking takes weeks and weeks, well, months to do it because, like I said, I'm a bi-weekly paid person right now. So every 2 weeks I get some in my account. It's like, great, now I got to wait another fucking 2 weeks to build this because I gotta have the time off. And if I don't, I will fucking call out. Basically, I'm not going to show up. Problem is, I won't get paid. If I don't have vacation time, don't show up, then I don't get paid. But all my time's getting burnt up. So that's one reason why I'm at with this fucking mental breakdown lately of this shit, dude. Yeah, it's just my fucking hours and just pay-wise and all this shit. It's just like this. I can't do that stuff, dude. It's like they don't understand. I live on my fucking own, paying my own bills. Nobody else does. I'm not married. I do have a woman, but we don't live together right now. So it's like they just don't get it. And they know this. They have known this for a little bit that if we go home early and shit like that, it's like I don't want to go home at this point because it's too often. Because I'm tired of having to burn my fucking time. Sorry, I don't have like 100 fucking hours of time. I don't. You know, I haven't been there fucking 40 years like you, Karen, that has nothing better to do with your life and sit at one job your whole fucking life. So yeah, if I have to leave to find another job or quit or whatever I gotta do, then that's what I gotta do. Even if I hate to do it, that's what's gotta happen. They gotta understand this. It's like, I got to do what's best for me. And I've been thinking about doing a transfer at this place too. But the problem is, I don't want to lose my extra pay for where I work at. I get like extra, it's like chemical pay or whatever the fuck you would call it. So yeah, that would suck. And I'm always been this person where I can't take a loss. I have to keep progressing. So like every job I've had, I may have taken a cut, but I gained it pretty quick. So I gained it back pretty quick after like, probation periods, whatever they would call it. Either that or I find a new job that just pays better. I can't take a loss, dude, especially in these times. Especially, like, let's be honest, the economy fucking blows right now. We can't take a loss. And I tell my dad this all the time. He has a real good job too. But he's real stressed out and overthinks things and stuff like that. And he wants to quit. And I'm like, look, you're at the age, stick it out. And I was like, we're at the time where you can't take a hit. Like, if he went to another place, he's going to take a big hit. There's just no doubt about it. Because he's been here so long where he works at, and he makes damn good money, but that's the thing. He's had to be there for so long to make that money. I'm like, so just stick it out. I'm like, I do it, you can do it. You're making way more than me. So I try to encourage him to stick with it. There's really just a lot of things that's bothering me about this job. It's like there's a lot of good things too, I guess. But the last thing I'll talk about with this job specifically, and then I'm going to kind of wrap this video up. There's so many out of shape people in this place, and so where I work at is big fucking place. Thousands of employees. Like, I'm like a diamond in the rough, dude. Like, I don't think anybody around me in my whole building works out. And I'm talking, I don't mean just get on a treadmill once in a while. I mean work out, like regularly, like it's your lifestyle. I think I'm the only fucking person. And from what I've seen, like, because I see the same people all the time, and people walking around and shit like that. Most of them are out of shape, dude. Even for the ones that ain't out of shape, they don't look like they work out or whatever. So, is it weird that I feel embarrassed because I work out? Because like I said, everybody around me is just out of shape, fucking bad habits, eat like shit, drink like shit, smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol every fucking day, dude. It's just, I've never worked at a place with so many bad habits, dude. Like, it's embarrassing. It really makes me depressed because it makes me think how bad society's just getting. Like, and how bad the 9-to lifestyle is. Like, people just trash their fucking health. It's like, you're bad enough you're working the shit jobs, then you trash your health on top of that, and I just don't get it, dude. There's this one guy, specifically, fat fucking slob, dude. I'm not kidding. The definition of a slob. This fucking guy, and I had to work around him. He stinks, which is no surprise because he's so fucking big, he probably can't shower properly. If he does shower, he needs help. That's not me being funny, that's me being honest. He's so fucking big, he has no shoelaces. He wears shoes with no shoelaces. He can't tie them. Like I said, he smells, super overweight. And I'll tell you why that's a problem. Because when I have to work with people like this, they can't fucking hardly do shit. I have to do it. You know what I mean? And that's not just with my job, that's any fucking job. So yeah, and this guy, one of the special privileged people. You know why? Because he's so fucking out of shape. He can't handle what I'm running. I run multiple machines. This guy gets like one. I'm so fucking tired of that, dude. I am so tired of seeing that. It makes me throw in the towel. Because I'm like, guarantee this guy's making more than I am being a piece of shit lazy person. That's it. Like, if this guy, the way he is at work, being so fucking lazy and not cleaning nothing up and just leaving scraps everywhere and shit like that, I could imagine how this dude is outside of work. I don't even want to think about it. This is disgusting. This dude's a disgusting pig. Just, it's not even just him, it's like just other people, like, so this place will fucking pretty much hire anybody because it has its own, like, temp agency built in the place. They don't actually own it, but they have it on their property or whatever. So you're not actually, when you get hired on with the agency, you're not actually a part of this place. You're a part of their agency till you get hired on. So that's how that works. So they hire fucking anybody. Any dude, like right off the street. So of course, what do you get? You get junkies, you get just shitty low-life people, dude. Just people out of shape, and just people that can try to start problems pretty much. I'm not afraid to go off on these people. I went off on one dude that I was training. So this motherfucker blamed me for something he did. So I went off. I was like, I'm not having this, dude. I was like, don't fucking blame me. You're a new person. They're not going to get mad at you for being new because you messed up. It happens. You're new. You're learning. I'm training you. Don't fucking blame it on me. I went off on him and my bosses. Not on them specifically, but I was yelling about him. I was like, if he does it again, I'm done training this guy. And if he has a problem with it, we can fucking throw down. I'm not dealing with this shit. I didn't like the dude to begin with anyways. He's just some punk, pretty much. Thought he was all fucking gangster and shit like that. I can't stand that shit. Like, there's true gangsters, like badass people. Then you got just wannabes. That guy was a straight wannabe, you know? So I wasn't having it with this dude. And like I said, this is that type of guy where they'll hire anybody. He was that guy. And he ended up, guess what? When he went to his original shift, he ended up falling out. In other words, he was strung out on drugs. So I'm not surprised. They, oh, let me talk about, here's a big fucking issue. I can't not talk about this. So, on the opposite shift, there's like half as many people as we have in my department. Like, not many people at all. That fucking shift, they left, these people let that shift run the whole building. You know why? Because they're afraid to lose them. They're afraid to lose the handful of people that they fucking have that are all shit. Every one of them are shit. They're afraid to lose those people. And they're like, well, we have to cater towards them because if they quit, then you got to do all these extra hours. I ain't got to do nothing. I do my part and I'll go fuck home. I already deal with that other person in the other shit that runs what I run. They learned their lesson to stop doing that shit because I started clapping back at them. I started finding ways. I was like, okay, you want to play that game? Two can play it. So yeah, it's real pathetic. Like I look at my higher ups, my managers and supervisors and all. I'm like, you really let these people run over you, don't they? You let this whole opposite shift with a bunch of shitty people control this whole fucking building, or department at least, anyways. I'm like, that's sad. You people are the fucking managers and supervisors. You have the right to say what needs to be done. Stop this bullshit of, oh, it's the opposite shift. They suck at their jobs. Meanwhile, they're probably they get extra pay for working at opposite. It's night shift, so they get extra pay for it. On top of the other premiums and shit like that they get. And here I am. The person I run with fucking sucks. She sucks. It's a female and she sucks. She can't keep up. I can run circles around her. I can do twice as much as she can. And every day I have to go through this. I'm like, wow, she gets special privileges, and here I am probably making less than she is. You know, I'm so done with this, dude. I really, this is not going to change. This is going to be an everyday thing. I go into work, and I'm going to think about this stuff every day. I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of this hole. It's what it is. It's a hole. It really is. So, in conclusion of that was like my timeline. So when I originally was going to make this video, it was going to be just like this job specifically, and then things that are bothering me. Because, like I said, it was kind of heat of the moment thing. But I decided, I was like, well, let me do a timeline of everything that built up to this shit. And yeah, I did talk about this, my job I'm at now, probably the most. So, but now I'm going to talk about just overall in general. So, basically, I mean, there's a lot of things. The underpay, that's the biggest thing, like the underpay. It's like, you know, if I was getting paid what I think I should be, then I could really put off a lot of this bullshit. I really could. But like when you look at your pay scale and you're like, you know what? There's too much shit for this pay. It really is. And that's like every fucking job. Tired of working around these people. Just these slob, fucking out of shape, just losers. You know, just people that are built into such 9-to-5 lifestyle. I've had people be like, why do you own a bunch of vehicles and stuff like that? And you don't need more than one car. You just need a car to get to work and back. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? I have the stuff I do because that's what I want. Like, I don't go to work just to strictly pay my bills. That's fucking miserable. I would shoot myself at that point. Like, who wants to live that way? I'm not going to live like you. You know, it's like I have the money I do because I'm good with my money, and then it pays off. You know, I can afford the things I want in life and stuff like that. And I don't need to be a millionaire to enjoy my life. I enjoy it now with all the stuff I have, and you know, I'm far from a millionaire. But yeah, at the same time, I'm not going to be this paycheck to paycheck person. I'll jump off a bridge before that happens. I'm not going to. These people, they just get wrapped up in these 9-to-5 lifestyles, dude. Like, you just need one car to go to your job. You need to be at this job forever, and you need to put up with all this bullshit. Stop crying. It's like, no, I don't have to do any of that. You know, this is why I sucked at school, because at school you're forced to learn. You go there under your will. So you start out as a toddler. You're forced to go there under your will, forced to learn this stuff at a pace with everybody else. And if somebody doesn't learn it, then you get punished for it. You get held back. I didn't get held back, luckily. I was threatened a lot of times with it. Honestly, if I would have, I think I probably just would have been homeschooled. I think that's how my mom would have went about it, because she's seen I was just struggling and just... School's not for me, dude. That's how this 9-to-5 lifestyle is for me. It's just, it's a forced feeling. It's slave. Like, I want to learn the stuff I want to learn at my pace and at what I want to learn at that time. And I've learned so much outside of school than I did in school. Just for the simple fact, it's that because I did it on my own. You know, if I wanted to learn about something, I did it on my own at my pace. And it always pays off. That's how I am about working. Like, it's not that I don't want to work. I want to get out of this 9-5 lifestyle work. It's shit. It's never going to make you rich, first of all. I mean, for some people, yes. But it takes a lot of, a little bit of that. For those people, they, had to do a lot of that. But I'm not going to do that. I want to make my money on my own. Like something of my own hours. If I want to grind harder to make more, then that's what I got to do. Not fucking work harder and get nothing in return. Just more work. Having a set schedule too is what's, like a routine schedule is what's bothering me too. Because the reason why life passes by so fast is because, or what seems like it, because you're stuck in this routine where it's get up, make breakfast, go to work, finish your day out, do whatever for the little time you got, go shopping or whatever, take care of your kids, make supper, next day. Like, no, I don't want to live like that. I want to live differently every day. Like, if some days I want to put in more time, or some days I want to take it easy, that's what I can do and enjoy my time off. Man, during my holiday break, man, I was getting so many workouts in. Every other day I was going to the gym. I was just doing what I wanted, and I felt so much better. Like, I could imagine if I worked for myself, doing whatever it is, I would feel that way all the time. Because, another big thing that bothers me is, when you go to work and when you get off, you're just drained. And, I'll feel this way through the evening and shit like that. That's why, I hate making videos after work for the most part, because I'm just like, man, I'm just drained. I just want to chill out, relax, play games or whatever. Or take naps, which I hate. I really hate taking naps after work because it's a waste of time. But work makes me feel that way. And I'm tired of that fucking feeling all the time. You know, I'm sick of working 5 days out of the week or whatever. That's the usual schedule for people. You know, I can have my weekend when I want it and my time off when I need it, and I can get shit done when I need to. It's just, man, I've been wanting to go on vacation so bad, but I can't just because I can't get the time to do it. But I have the money for sure, but I just don't have the fucking time. That's the thing. I feel is, at the end of the day, what this shit does, it makes me feel trapped. I feel handcuffed. These jobs, these lifestyles, they're all the fucking same. I don't care what you work in. At the end of the day, it's really all the same. It's just we all put up with the same shit. We're all in the same lifestyle. I don't want to travel. I'm not a traveling type of job person. I want to come home after work. It's like, if I did that, why even fucking have a house, to be honest? And I don't trust it, you know, being gone for that long anyways, or whatever. If I was gone for weeks at a time or whatever. Or if I was a truck driver, which I have huge respect for truck drivers, that's just not something I could do. Could not do something like that. You know, I'm tired of the little titty baby I work with at work too. That dude's, I don't have a personal issue with him, but when it comes to work, I do. Like this dude, like I said, a legit titty baby. This guy's got to work around his mommy all the time, and his second mom, which he thinks is a supervisor. He acts like his fucking second mom. He just always has to be surrounded by his fucking friend. He can't do nothing on his own. And he's a lazy piece of shit, dude. This guy really just, when I see it, like I said this a few times, it makes me throw in the fucking towel when I see this dude. Because I look at him, he just get all these special privileges. Oh, he's a little titty baby. We gotta fondle him. So tired of it, dude. Tired of people like that. He's not the only one, but he's like a big person of it, though, that I work with around. You know, if these jobs would just, if things would be right, like hard work paying off all the time and shit like that, and being recognized for it and all this shit, I mean, I would actually keep going with this lifestyle probably, but I just can't. I gotta figure something out, dude. Thank fucking God I have a woman that understands this problem and has been super helpful and just the best thing ever. Like really, compared to what I've had, like this is complete opposite. Just I feel grateful for it. So, and here's a tip, by the way, get yourself foreign. Because I'm going to tell you over here, dating in the States is trash. Like, I don't care, female, guy, whatever. Shit over here is trash, dude. The West has a whole problem of just dating in general. So thank God I have a woman for that. I was going to mention, too, speaking of that, so I had a video request. I've seen all the video requests in my last video because I was asking for them. If you guys wanted to. To anybody still watching at this point that has seen that video or whatever, someone requested a dating thing and stuff like that. Definitely something I'll talk about. Now I've seen all the other ones. The cool part was a majority of the stuff was stuff I was going to already make videos on. So that's good because that's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, I'll start busting those videos out after this. This one was mandatory. I had to make this, which I think people wanted to see this anyways, which is great. And I'm sure we all think this way that I'm thinking. Probably not maybe to the extent what I'm feeling. Yeah, so I'm going to bust those videos out. And this is my longest video I've ever made. This motherfucker's going on almost 2 hours. So I thought maybe an hour and 20 tops. But just a lot of shit to talk about, man. Yeah, I could have made this a part 2. This whole video is split in part 2, but it is what it is. Anyways, I'm out.